Part 50. My Love Simulation with Them. Author, Chiudeo Udaziiwe. Chapter 493. Nango Rio sighed, he's just pretending to be a ghost. I'll teach him a lesson when I get home. Well, but, Toki-kun waved to us at the end, what does that mean? I thought of the scene when Nangxiang waved to them in the last stage of his dream. Nangxiang Sugar said with some confusion. Although it is just a dream. But everything I just experienced was too real. It was as if Nangxiang Shi had really entered their dreams. And he said goodbye to them in a dream. Think of this. The three girls couldn't help but look at each other. I was speechless for a while. Also dreaming were Nangxiang Hengxia, who was resting beside the bed, and Nangxiang Liang, who was coaxing the children to sleep and also falling asleep and resting herself. They also opened their eyes after having a certain dream. Then they all looked at the ceiling. Shijun. They murmured softly. In simulated consciousness space. Miss Simulator made a sound when she looked at Nangxiang, who was standing in front of her again. Is this okay? She questioned. Almost everything that needs to be done has been done. Nangxiang Shi spoke calmly. You really don't think about staying? As the simulator lady blinked. You should understand after the contact just now. They also have true feelings for Goto Kazuri and Yamada Ryo, there is not much difference between staying here and staying in the outside world. Of course I know. Nangxiang Shi spoke. This is a perfect world built based on the heart of love and simulation experience. It would not be an exaggeration to say that the girls living in it are girls from another world line, girls who actually exist. But they are waiting for me in real life too. Nangxiang Shi spoke. There was no hesitation in his words. He has made his choice. Really, I understand. Listening to Nangxiang Shi's words in front of him. Miss Simulator had no intention of continuing to persuade. As said before. As a simulator, she has no right to interfere with the host's choice. But equally, there was one more thing, she had to remind Nangxiang again. I have already said before that since you cannot accept the perfect happy world created by the love simulator for you, the love simulator will be unbound when you make this final choice. Yes. The purpose of the existence of the love simulator is to help the host create a perfect and happy real world. In the same way, when the host rejects the perfect happy world created by the love simulator, then the simulator has lost its original meaning. In other words, the love simulator on Nangxiang Shi will be completely unbound when Nangxiang Shi leaves the space and returns to the real world. Of course I know. Nangxiang Shi nodded without much hesitation. Only. Before that, can you let me use the heartbeat value first? Nangxiang Shi looked at the remaining 4,500 heartbeat points on his page and asked his final question. 4,500 heartbeat points converted into 5 pills of universal healing medicine. This is an advantage that cannot be taken advantage of. Of course he had to ask. Toki-kun. The simulator lady who used Ajishi Hengxia's face sighed. She really didn't expect that Nangxiang was still holding on to the money at this time and wanted to blackmail her again. But as long as the simulator has not been bound, you can use your heartbeat points to redeem items. Out of the simulator's responsibility, she still answered the question for Nangxiang Shi. Then please exchange all 4,500 heartbeat points for universal healing medicine. The exchange has been completed. Nangxiang Shi's words had just fallen. The simulator lady on the other side has already sent a reply. At the same time, Nangxiang Shi could clearly feel that there was something in his hand. He nodded with satisfaction. Then he raised his head and looked at the simulator lady in front of him. It's time like this. In fact, there is no need to say anything more. He just raised his hand. He waved at her. Bye now. His lips moved. That's probably what he said. Subsequently, He nodded gratefully at the simulator lady suspended in mid-air. Yes. Grateful. No matter what the situation is, the simulator is bound to him. But it is precisely because of it. Only then can he meet, know, and fall in love with those 9 girls. Just this. The other person deserves to be thanked. Did the other party receive this last thank you? Nang Xiangxi actually didn't know about this. He just looked back at the other party before turning around and walking through the departing light door. In the direction where the simulator lady originally existed, 9 girls with the same faces as Yamada Ryo and Godu Kazuri were seen standing. Their expressions may be gentle, cowardly, generous, or enthusiastic. Look over when you see Nang Xiang. They just smiled a little. Then he raised his hand. He waved at him. No verbal assistance is required. No unnecessary body language is required. They just waved their hands. Like a farewell. It's like a blessing. The Shinkansen train from Tokyo to Akita Prefecture runs under the snowy fields. When I was in Nangxiang, I felt as if I had been dreaming for a long time. Wait until he wakes up again. What came into view were the girls shaking their bodies with concerned faces on their faces. Riko's Nishikiki Sensu and Inu Takina. The quartet that ended the band. The trio of Oka High School. Even because the aisle is too narrow. There were 2 people crowded behind them. Did you have a bad dream? Shijun. Just now we heard you muttering here alone in your sleep and not knowing what to say. A concerned voice was made. Yujizi Hongzia leaned over and asked. Yes. Nang Xiangxi's performance just now really shocked them all. After falling asleep, he kept whispering to himself softly, not knowing what to say. Is it because you didn't have any rest last night? Ashi. Goto Ichisato came closer and made a concerned and inquiring voice. In fact, it's not just Goto Kazuri. Nang Xiangxi only felt it briefly, but he already felt the concerned eyes of the girls around him. No. It's nothing actually. My love simulation with them. Author, Chiudeo Uda Wei. Chapter 494. Chapter 494. Nang Xiangxi smiled and shook his head, dispelling the girl's concerns. Immediately, he sat by the car window, looking at the winter and into the distance. He was stunned for a while and whispered to himself. Actually, it was just a dream that felt very, very far away. Oh, it's just a dream. Nishiki Kishu held Nang Xiangxi's hand. Really, cheer up. Shikun, aren't you going to take us to meet our father-in-law, mother-in-law, and eldest and second sisters? She said with a smile. That smile seemed to be able to dispel the chill of winter. Nang Xiang was slightly stunned when he saw it. He subconsciously turned his head and looked at the other girls. Goto Kazuri was too shy to open his eyes because of Nishiki Kishu's bold words. Yamada Ryo looked indifferent. Shinjo Akane, Kita Ikuyo and Ichiki Hikaru were already discussing what gifts would be better to give after meeting Nango Toki's relatives. Matsuzaka Sato and Fudabario looked at him calmly. Inu Takina didn't say anything, but just handed him gloves to warm his hands. Yes. Just like Nishiki Kishu said. That's just a dream. That dream is over now. So. Akita Station is here. Akita Station is here. Accompanied by the sound of a train arriving at the station. Under the watchful eyes of all the girls. Nan Xiangxi stood up and extended his palm to them. Let's go. His palm was held by someone. Because there were 9 people fighting for it, Nang Xiangxi didn't know who held his hand in the end. But that doesn't matter anymore. Because this is the end of the train. However, it is only the starting point for his and their future. His love journey with them has no end from now on. Nature will not stop. Final words.